It sounds like they're working.
I hear some music. Is that
Have
you?
a great
I can't hear you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today on IITG Season Sister Speak. I am your host, Victorianne Russell Walton. I have my man Warren Green with me. We can't hear Warren, but we can see him, and we will work on this. I'm not for sure what it is, but I don't know. But Warren will come in, and okay, everybody is hitting us up. Yes, we are going to discuss today mental health, and a part of that mental health is making sure that our children are taken care of and that we are focusing on the children. So as the listeners come in on all the social media, again, we're excited to have everyone be a part of it. Again, let's introduce ourselves. I am your host, Victorianne Russell Walton, aka Maryland's Big Diva. I have Warren Green with me. Warren is experiencing some technical difficulties, but he's there. And what we'll do is we'll chime him in. I think he's trying to figure out what's going on and why we can't hear him. But we've got lots of great tips today as we discuss mental health, and we have a lot of great ideas. First, let's do our public service announcements. For those of you who asked where I got the Mediterranean diet book from, I think everyone can see that. It is a book that teaches you how to eat healthier, helps you lose some weight, get your body back in tune. This I picked up from Five Below. And Warren, it says your microphone is not on. So let's unmute you. Can't unmute your guest. Okay, you have to now talk, Warren. Still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on with Warren. So I picked this up from Five Below. I believe they still have some in there, but you can always Google Mediterranean diet. Okay, that's one great thing. I am still talking about this Cure magazine that cancer sees color and how Black and Latino patients are more likely to receive a diagnosis of and die of cancer than white patients. This will forever bother me because this is a representation of the statistics in the United States. And if this is what they're saying is going on during and after a pandemic, we have a lot of work to do. Okay, very upset about that. I'm going to try one other thing on my end. Nope, still can't hear Warren. And the African American Vegan Starter Guide. I like the African American Vegan Starter Guide because it helps us cook our favorite meals with flavoring that we like. Everyone seasons differently, and we have African Americans, Latinos, all races have their way of seasoning their foods, and this allows us to cook and give us that seasoning. We all don't want to cook with fat back. We all don't want to cook with butter. We all don't want to cook with lard, although that gives us a lot of flavoring, pork and things like that. And this gives you great alternatives. These are actually free. Those in the Virginia Beach area can pick one up. I think I left my sister some, but if not, inbox me and we'll see if we can get one over to you. Hey, Big Cole, how you doing? Hello, everybody on all social medias. Hello, South Africa. Bonjour. Hello, Japan. Konnichiwa. We have a huge following, and I appreciate everyone tuning in and listening. But again, the African American Vegan Starter Guide is a great way to jumpstart getting a healthier body and a healthier you. Next, The Voice. The Voice out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. I appreciate and I enjoy reading the articles, The Voice. We're often in there giving our opinion, but if you're in the Hampton Roads area, please support them in all that they do of keeping us informed and letting us know what's going on in the community. One more for public service announcement. NREACH is out, and you guys could see that we were in here on the pages. We didn't get a lot of copies, but for those who wanted one, we sent one out, and we're actually on page 12. Your girl will also be appearing on NBC and ABC. I just got some email announcements about that. And I have two major announcements, which once we sign the paperwork to let you know what media um, outlets we will be on. It's going to get really busy here. Public service announcement about Pinktober is coming. That's the month of October. I want to make sure people are not being scammed. Please don't fall for the let me take your picture for free. I did that last year, and the lady wanted to charge me $1,600 to take my picture. And it was absolutely crazy how this lady was really pushing for me to get a loan out, borrow money from family members. She was like, "You're driving a nice car. You don't have the money." I mean, if I'm a cancer patient or anybody at this day and time, would I take $1,600 and spend it on pictures? Who is the fool? Okay, put that money aside. Your picture, your phone takes awesome pictures. You might want to consider that, but please don't fall for these scams. I have a heart for breast cancer, and I really want to do something for the community. Most of those people are just trying to get in your pockets. So be mindful, be safe, and be whole. All right, that's enough public service announcements. We are going to get locked and loaded. We're going to get started with children tips, okay? One thing that concerns me with David going back to school is him having to keep on a mask. So, what I did was I ordered a few masks. I ordered the Batman mask, which I'm a fan of, okay? And you can see there's Batman on it, right? It opens up. You can print it around the nose, but I don't like how it's open on the sides. That's my only problem I have with it. So that was my favorite. And then I ordered the child size favorite, KN95s. This is children's size for children. It fits his face, so it's smaller. These are also children's sizes. I enjoy it, and I'm a fan of. But this one that I ordered is my ultimate favorite. If you can see, it has a zipper here. So when he eats or needs to talk, you can open it. And then when he finishes, he closes it. Now, I don't care how dirty this gets, he can wipe this off at lunchtime. We've been practicing, and he can open his mouth wide enough and not get food on it. So, these are some things that you can do as our children go back to school. That you can, as a mother, I don't want David to take his mask off. Because I know that mask is protecting him. So there are some things you can do to help David or your child stay safe. Again, it has the clench up here. It has the sides you can move to fit his face, and it has the zipper. Love the zipper. So parents, small things you can do to keep sanity while you're concerned about your child. Send them with hand sanitizer attached to their book bag and their lunchbox. Don't forget to add in chapstick because your lips will get chapped having that mask on all day. I know mine does. You can also add in a small hand sanitizer container inside the book bag. I look, girl, he is overloaded, everybody. He has hand wipes to keep his hands seen and tissue, personal size. I love these because these are personal sizes. One last thing we do before we come in the house, this is Clorox fabric sanitizer. Can you see that? Don't send me any emails. Don't send me any text messages about polluting the air. Don't want to hear it. This right here will keep my household and our car safe and sound. It's Clorox, but it will not bleach your clothes, and you just spray them down when they get off the bus or in the car or when they get home. I spray myself when I come in from the doctor's office or coming in from outside the elements, and it's Clorox fabric sanitizer, okay? And it kills 99% of bacteria. And it's just another way of keeping your household safe. Take your shoes off at the door and don't walk around in your shoes. So those are things that you can do to keep your sanity while our children are going back to school. I will repost this on my Facebook page. But the face mask with the zipper is where I dwell, and it definitely helps me out a lot. So as we're waiting for Warren, hi Warren,
Can you
we
hear
can
me
hear you.
now?
We can hear you. We are locked and loaded.
Okay, I'm doing this on
So
my phone.
it's quite all right. I just did our public service announcements, and I also gave tips on how to keep our children safe. Hello, everyone that's joining in. If you just missed it, we went over keeping our mental health while we are sending our children back to school. One of the things we pointed out today was a children's size mask that has the zipper in it. It's perfect. It is washable. It is reusable. It has the earpieces on it. I will plug this throughout the show of keeping everyone safe and sound. But this mask with the zipper so that they can eat and talk and you can wipe this off. We're trying it at home with David. And that's my way of making sure that that's one of the things David is doing to keeping himself safe. If you want to know where I ordered them from, please inbox me as people are doing right now. I don't have a problem with sharing and letting you know. All right. So today, Warren and I are going to discuss mental health because right now there is so much going on. I know there was a bombing today at Capitol in Washington D.C., and that's putting everybody on edge. Some people say it's a test to see, how the United States will respond to an emergency. Others are saying that it is in retaliation of. Let me tell y'all something. If you don't see the writing on the wall and the spiritual warfare that's going on in the United States and all around the world, then you're blind. It is a spiritual fight that's going on right now. And we need to be prepared and ready. And that's just the bottom line. I don't care who you believe in. I believe in the Most High Jesus. Okay, that's who I pray to. That's who heals me. God watches over all of us. But we need to be mindful of our surroundings and we need to be mindful of what's going on right now. It is the beginning time of sorrow. We're going to be doing a lot of crying. So let's be kind to each other. Let's watch out for each other. And let's dive into mental health now that we've got my man, my backup, my mentor on the phone. Warren, I want to
Yes.
share something with everyone. Warren always shares this on every show. And this is psyllium husk powder. Can you see that? Psyllium husk powder. I am a fan of that, and I am a fan of my turmeric drops. Vicky, what does that have to do with mental health? Let me tell you what it has to do with mental health. If your body's not right, so will your mind be crazy. Okay? You've got to get your gut and your body together and your immune system together to fight. Your body right now is going through so much. You're worn down, you're tired, you're exhausted mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and all of these aspects of your life, you are exhausted. So, what you need to do is put yourself together so that you're able to fight all of these things, seen and unseen, as the seniors say. So, Warren, let's talk about mental health. Right now, our people are dealing with, and I mean our people, everybody is dealing with so much. We're talking about sugar overload. People are just stress eating. People are gaining weight. People are hurting each other. A mother killed her child yesterday who had disabilities, learning disabilities, over crayons. Crayons. And people said, well, it was over crayons. It was more than that. She was probably overwhelmed, didn't have any help dealing with children. We've all been at home for 22 months now. It's a lot if you don't have support. So Warren, let's talk about the mental health state that we're all going through. And let's try to give them some guidance on how to make this thing bearable and better.
Hi, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, loud and clear,
Uh,
Warren.
Mental health also fits under the category of is nutrition. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about nutrition. And if your nutrition is bad, your mental health is bad. Period. So what kind of foods would you want for optimum mental health? Vicky mentioned earlier, I can hear she couldn't hear me, but the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet, absolutely excellent because it includes fatty fish, which is salmon, tuna. It includes whole grains, which you absolutely want. Yogurt. Now, I'm not a big dairy fan, but yogurt has live cultures. Live cultures are probiotic. Probiotic, pro-life. And that's a big thing in the last 10 or 20 years. Probiotic, essential. Because when you eat animal flesh that's dead, it's dead. I don't know what kind of, well, it is. And you know what, how can your body can't process dead things. It just can't. And it's not going to be positive for you, period. Right? It probably will cause inflammation, expression, of course, because it's dead. Synthetic materials in your body, that causes a problem. So that's why things like the Mediterranean diet or the vegetarian diet, because it's really alive. When you eat nuts and whole grains and fruits and vegetables, you can actually take them out of your refrigerator, put them in the ground, and they'll grow. That's alive. Your body loves that. Think about that. And that's going to be, and if you don't do that, then you're going to have some mental health issues, really. That has to be what we have. I was thinking about something earlier, too, with what's happening in the war. And this was just a thought that passed me by, and I just wanted to get it out there. You know, our fathers, the slaves, really had it worse than the people in Afghanistan, really, when you think about it. And I just wanted to sensitize everybody to that. Our slave forefathers really, they didn't even have as many rights as the Afghanians are complaining about, and our government is going, and there's a lot of pressure on them to go help and help and help. We had they had to construct an underground railroad to try to get away, and then they asked Lord for them to come get them, even if they got away. Just for people to ponder, just think about that, because we're only talking about 100 or so years ago, when we were in the exact same situation. And they talk about women and girls not being able to go to school. Women and girls couldn't even choose their mates. I mean, they selected anybody they wanted to get the kind of breed or the
like
child.
Horses, like animals. You want the best breed.
That was animal husbandry. That's what I studied in school, and that's exactly what they did to a whole culture. Amazing. But nevertheless, like fatty fish, that is significant. And the Mediterranean, or the and when you and if you look at it, the USDA and the FDA recommends 3 diets: the Mediterranean, the vegetarian, and the DASH diet. The DASH diet is going to be primarily for people that are hypertensive. I don't think we need to go there, because that's a transitional diet. And any diet that we're talking about is not a diet, it's really a lifestyle. If you embark upon a Mediterranean diet, that should be your diet for the rest of your life.
We have some questions coming in, which I love. And today we're talking about mental health, and we gave some tips on how to keep our children safe during school. I will talk about this every 20 minutes, and this is a child mask with the zipper on it, which I love, that they can eat and keep on during school. It is very breathable, it is wipeable, it's washable, and it will keep my mental state together while David is in school. He starts kindergarten, and that is that everybody's my friend stage, and let's share a mask. And we've had to go over the ground rules of not sharing a mask and wiping it off and wiping your hands and being safe. What does all of this have to do with mental health? It helps my mental health, and it helps David's mental health. He knows that he's covered and he's safe, and I know that he's covered and he's safe, and that helps me de-stress. Okay, so we're talking mental health today. What does mental health have to do with food? Well, let's jump into it. Warren just went over some things, but what you eat affects your body, and your gut health affects your mental health, whether you believe it or not. When your gut is upset, it's telling you your body is off balance and there's something wrong. So we've got questions and we're going to get to them. So Warren, too much sugar is the question. We all know too much sugar in your body is the effect of a lot of chronic diseases. For one, diabetes. For two, cancer. For three, obesity. The list goes on and on. What can we use? We've talked about sugars, using agave and other sweeteners. Warren, I'm gonna let you take this over. I'm gonna give my personal, but I want you to give the professional.
Well, sugar is a side effect of,
Right.
of what happened, period. So what happened is you damage your liver,
Mm-hmm.
and so now it can't process sugar. But you didn't damage it with sugar. You damaged it with something else. So that's the problem. Sugar didn't damage you. And I say that because my mother died at 99, and she used to put coffee in her sugar. And my sister did the same thing. So I know that, but she never had an illness. She never had a disease, but there was a lot of things, a lot of factors in that. She was exposed when she was a baby to the Spanish flu, which killed her father at when she was in the womb. And her sisters and her never really, I never remember them having any sort of uh, flu or flu at all, or any viral contamination.
Mm-hmm.
So what sugar is actually what happens with diabetes and stuff is a result of fats that damage your pancreas and your liver. It's not the sugar initially. And what it did was when you damaged it, then it couldn't process the sugar. It couldn't break it down. It stopped releasing insulin.
Yeah.
And that's exactly that's what's happening. But that's not a problem with sugar per se. That's a
You can
problem with
type your
with,
questions.
with fat.
I'm sorry, but we've got questions coming in. So I was just telling someone that they can type their question in. I'll read it. You guys can go for it. I'm reading all the questions. Go ahead, Warren.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
and when you look at your diet, you have to look at it holistically. You shouldn't pick it apart. What should I eat? Because sugar itself is not a problem. It's made from a cane, it's processed. But what happens is and I'll give you another example. High fructose corn syrup. That's insidious because that gets all the way to the liver and damages it before and it gets before your body can break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Like if sugar is a carbohydrate, you start breaking it down in your saliva and when you're chewing. If you don't chew enough, or you eat a hamburger and wash it down, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
bypass the whole digestive system, gets all the way to the liver and causes a problem. And if you do
Right.
that chronically, you're going to become diabetic if you do it chronically.
Okay, that was a great breakdown. We've got so many questions. Keep typing them. I am reading them. We're going to get to as many as we can. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is IITG Seasoned Sister Speak. I'm your host, Victorianne Russell Walton, aka Maryland's Big Diva. I've got my man with me always, Warren Green, and we're talking today about mental health. And this question is, Vicki, I need to speak to someone, but I have no one to talk to about what I'm going through, and I want to dot dot dot. I don't know what the dot 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 is, and I'm not going to assume. So let me tell you this. In the African American community, and I want to talk to us for a second, we have this fear or this phobia or this history of thinking that it is not okay to talk to a professional to get mental health. The devil is a lie. If you're hearing voices to hurt yourself or someone you love or anybody, if you are depressed, if you're sad, if something is going on with you, being abused, you need to talk to someone. And if you don't have someone to talk to, then there are 800 numbers. You can Google what is it? Glenda Kusar, who's my sister, who I love so much, gives me, and Gay Groom gives me a lot of insight. Inbox me and I'll send you the 800 numbers because I can't think of them right now. That you can talk to someone for free to get mental health. Talking to the pastor is great. Talking to Jesus is forever what we need to do. But he puts people here on earth to help us. There's nothing wrong with you asking for help. There's nothing wrong with you joining a support group. There's nothing wrong with you going for a walk and singing or dancing it out. But always pray and ask for help if you need it. I hate when I see, yeah, she killed herself. I mean, she was acting crazy and we knew she needed help, but I mean, we didn't know what to do. That makes no sense. Warren, your opinion?
I think that I agree with all of that, but I think you should find somebody who loves you and who can be candid and honest with you. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people love you, but they won't give you an honest answer.
Right.
They'll penalize you. You want somebody that can tell you that you're wrong or
Right.
tell you what you can do and that loves you and that's going to give you an opinion
Mm-hmm.
that you respect. And that could
That's
be a whole lot of people, but that's
yeah.
how I.
I like that, Warren. My daddy used to always say that. He didn't want to be around a whole bunch of yes people. You know, you want to have those people that pull your coattail and tell you, girl, you were wrong. You know, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have said that. You know better. And, you know, thank God I have people that do that. I have a sister that will call me on the carpet quickly, Connie Russell. And but I appreciate that. You know, she'll say, "Well, look," and it's always like my mother used to say, "Out of love." If you have a room full of people that can't tell you the truth, then you're in the wrong room.
I have my
And I
brother.
agree with that.
Have my brother Mel. He lives in Indianapolis. He's also a prostate cancer survivor, and he has other things. He's got type 2 diabetes. He's had a disease called pemphigus, which is a rare disease that this is like lupus. But we argue every day. But he makes me go and research. I have to research to argue with him. Look at these things. And so yesterday we had an argument about arthritis. He got some steroids. It made him feel a lot better. He said the pain went from 9 to nothing, period, while he was sitting in the doctor's office because of his hip. You
Hmm.
know, he still wants to say the doctor's telling him, well, it's age and so forth and so on. And I like to tell people about when I had arthritis up and down my spine. It was horrible. I was in such pain. This was 10 or 15 years ago. And right around that time, that was right after I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And
90 seconds.
Really?
I,
Keep going.
I get scans regularly. So what I did, I started researching it. And that's when they started telling me about omega 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a necessary component of necessary fatty acid that you have to have. And so, and I started using that. And I don't, now that I get scans, they don't see any more arthritis. And so I argue with my doctor.
Seconds.
He tells
Mm-hmm.
me that is age related. And I'm saying, well, I had more arthritis 10 years ago than now when I'm a week before I'm 82 years old. Doesn't make sense. So I know it's not age. I disagree with that philosophy. Absolutely.
Wow.
Now, when you think about this omega 3, that's all part of a mental health. Your
Mm-hmm.
brain is made up largely of fat, and your bodies can't manufacture essential nutrients. So we have to rely on a diet rich in omega-3 to meet your daily need. That's absolute. Now, omega-6 and omega-9 you need too, but it has to be primarily omega-3. If you get too much omega-6, you're going to get inflammation and you're going to get pain, and your body will tell you you need more omega-3. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do, I promise you, if you do omega-3, you won't get arthritis. I'll say that. And you can ask your doctor.
Okay. Wow. Well, we always learn something every time we talk to Warren. This is IITG Season Sister Speak with your girl, Victorianne Russell Walton, aka Maryland's Big Diva, with Warren Green. You're listening to us discuss today mental health. We have all kind of social media going on, and I think Talk Blog is still there. If you need to reach us, you can reach us at 301-683-8690. You can always reach out to Warren on Facebook, Warren Green. If you can't catch him, he'll tell you he's retired, so he's not doing anything. You can always inbox him or I and get in contact with us those ways. But today we're talking about mental health and some things we can do to kind of ease the mental health stress, because right about now, the entire world is stressed. Our finances are spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, as we send our children back to school and we're not for sure what's going to happen. Are we going to shut down? And we see the writing on the wall for shutting down. Are we going to continue? What are we going to do? And what does the world look like? Not even in 30 days, tomorrow. Like I said, there's a bombing going on, we believe, downtown in Washington, D.C. That puts everybody back on edge again. So there's so many things going on. For those of us who have a compromised immune system, they're suggesting now another booster shot. And that's one of the questions. Warren, what is your opinion about this third booster shot?
I believe most African Americans have a compromised immune system. In fact, I think everybody in the Western world has a compromised immune system, because there's no test to know whether you have one or not. So, and I suggest that most people have a compromised immune system. And I thought this was going to be something that they would have to do, and it would have to be a boost anyway. So,
yeah,
compromise. Yeah. So, which gets right back to the diet, because you compromise it with what you eat.
right.
That's what compromises your immune system.
Exactly.
If you don't have a healthy gut, you have a compromised immune system.
Yeah.
And if you're putting things in there that damage your gut, you have a compromised immune system. So you're going to have, but medication has never cured anything, ever.
No.
Ever. All it does is stops what's happening. So what you're going to have to do, and you're not going to get better with vaccination. You keep doing the same thing that you were doing, even if you're vaccinated, you're going to have a problem. So what you want to do is strengthen your immune system, and you do that with what you eat.
Right. And which is perfect, because the next question we have is, Vicki, I stress eat every day. I try not to, but it's like I get so anxious. I'm paraphrasing what she wrote. Help me with healthy alternatives for snacks. My go-to, popcorn, celery, peanut butter. What you say, Warren?
Well, I was gonna, I thought that we were talking about mental health, but I've been researching flavonoids.
Mm-hmm.
Flavonoids are fruit, colored fruit. That's the most important substance you can put in your body. It alleviates antioxidants, which is anti-aging, is all part of that. It has all kind of components in there that kill cancer and everything else. It's critical. If you're going to snack on fruit. Yeah. Eat your 5 fruits and vegetables like they try to tell you to do. That's what it is. If you're going to snack, the snack should not be a dead animal.
Warren.
Well, it shouldn't be a dead animal. You shouldn't do a animal tissue. Shouldn't be a snack.
So you shouldn't eat fried chicken skin that they sell in the bag?
Oh, of course not. It's full of cholesterol. So that if you eat something full of cholesterol, you got for sure, you're going to elevate your blood pressure, and sooner or later you're going to be hypertensive, and you're probably going to get type 2 diabetes. For sure.
That was amazing to me when I saw that. I fried chicken skin in a bag. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say with that. And then you wonder why your cholesterol is high and you have hypertension. But all of those things, like Warren said, all of what you eat, it affects who you are and how you are. And it also deals a lot with your anxiety. If you're already nervous and skittish and upset and unbalanced, the last thing you need to do is eat a lot of sugar. And that has to do with mental health. What you put in your body, what you are is what you eat. And what you eat is what you are. So there are other things that you can do to de-stress yourself. Bike riding, swimming, walking. My sister is now taking up yoga. I think yoga is awesome. And let me tell you why. It helps you focus, balance, and it also deals with the physical. I love getting a massage. Shout out to Kyle Williams, the best massage therapist. Oh my gosh. And it takes the kinks out your body and it relaxes you and it makes you feel good. And he's the only other man my husband will allow to touch me. But he does a great job with his massage therapy. So if you're in the DMV, baby, reach out to Kyle and make an appointment and get your body distressed because we need all the help, especially after being in the house with a 5-year-old for 22 months. Love my son, but there are some days he's got energy and I don't, or I have energy and he doesn't. And so we need to find that balance. What do you say about exercising and de-stressing? And that also helps with mental health, Warren.
Well, I'm a cause and effect person. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to go to the cause as opposed to mitigating what it did. So, first of all, you have to find the cause of your stress.
I agree with you.
I just don't have. I have a problem with medications. They do medications now. They'll tell you to eat this, to consume this medication before you eat a pizza, so you don't get heart. That's absurd to me. It doesn't make any sense. It's crazy marketing, and it's not gonna. It doesn't help you because your body's telling you not to let this substance in, and then they design, which is pharmaceutical pharmacists and so forth, and so design a medication to bypass your warning system and get all the way in, and then it's going to cause damage. But that's what's happening. What I'm saying is, and of course you want to relieve stress. First of all, let's get rid of the stress causer and whatever that is. If I'm sure most people can really, when you think about it, when you're trying to manage a child, you just have to understand why it's stressing you. What are you doing that that causes the stress? You doing the child is. I mean, if he's 5 years old, he's been out of the womb for 48 months. What does he, or 60 months? What does he know about things? He doesn't know enough about life to stress you. Shouldn't be able to.
Exactly. Exactly. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm getting questions and I'm making sure I'm reading everybody. I'm looking at all social medias. Some of the questions Warren has and I have already answered. So you can go back and the question is, can we share this? Oh yes, please share. Please share this. And we know the shares will come later on because it's lunchtime and a lot of people are back at work. So we appreciate all the shares. It's funny, we'll see 5 or 10 or 20 people on there right now. And when I come back tonight, Warren, it'll be 200, 300. And last week, I think we did a repost and I think we reached 900, which is amazing to me. So thank you, everybody. And hello on all social medias. So Warren and I have gone over it. So just replay it. The only thing I'm revisiting is the mask. And if you're interested in finding out where I got them from, I don't mind sharing, but this is the child's mask that has the zipper on it that is distressing me with David going back to school along with his Batman mask. So we love those. So we're talking about mental health today, IITG Season Sisters Speak. So how to balance everything. I feel stressed. I think the world is going crazy and I feel like I am too. Whew. I get that, Warren, because if you watch the news enough, the news will have you paranoid. Between the vaccine, the new booster shot we have to get, the death and destruction, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear 3 masks, um, don't touch anything, don't breathe, if God forbid a person coughs in a room, you'll clear a room if you cough. So I get that, Warren. But we need to be mindful that all of these things, I mean, think about it. We had the flu before. This is just an upgraded flu. So don't get too crazy and over concerned because these things are going to happen. We live in a world of how many is on earth? Okay, so we're going to have death, destruction, and we're going to have viruses and diseases. Those things are going to take place. So we just have to be mindful and do our part and be as healthy as we can possibly be. All of this goes back to you being healthy. If you focus and get your mind right, sit on the couch, turn the TV off, turn on what I call quiet time music, or read your Bible or sit outside in the sun and just sit in the sun and have a quiet moment. My mom used to say, quiet your mind, close your mouth and open your mind. Just quiet your mind. What do you say, Warren?
I agree, but let me and here let me say this about school and far removed. My children are almost retirement age, but let me say this: school shouldn't be your child's primary education source.
Mhm.
They have to learn from the parent because they know your culture. They know you know them better than any teacher could possibly know them. Period.
Yes.
And that's where they have to. The basic education has to be there. Now they can give you some fundamentals in school, reading, how to read, how to write, but the information ought to come from their loved ones.
Right.
I thought that way, and that be the primary source of education, not drop them off at school and expect them to learn. The learning
True. True.
home.
That is so true. David is 5. He starts kindergarten, but he can write. He is somewhat reading. And there's so many different things that you can get tools, educational tools to help aid your child. I'm glad you said that because I found this, Warren. It looks like a old fashioned hearing piece, right? You put up to your ear, but actually it says,
T is for
can
tiger.
you hear that? It says the letter. It gives an example of the letter in a word. It has a crayon at the end, and as they say
U
it,
is for
you
unicorn.
write it. These are small things you can do to help your child um, get excited about being educated, learning their letters and their numbers, learning how to write. And it's a fun toy. And this was $2 at the Dollar General. These are little things you can do to help aid your child along the way. The only thing David is delayed in is Spanish, and we're working on that now. But Warren is right. Don't leave it up to the teacher to educate your child. It is still your responsibility to educate your child. That's your child. He's your responsibility.
Sure.
God gave him to you.
That was the design, but just I hate to be political on this, but I thought Brown versus Education was horrible law. Integrating the schools was horrible because education is culture based. Period. So integrating means you wiping out a culture, and it's always
Mm-hmm.
going to be minority culture. So now they want to integrate us into the majority culture. I think that's absurd. I think our culture was way more intellectually competent than the majority culture. The
Well,
the majority culture don't mind polluting their environment.
we had our own, and we're gonna have. We're getting back to being self sufficient again with everyone. All of these brand new starter businesses, fresh entrepreneurships. This is look. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world during a pandemic. What's for you, it's for you. If you have a business and you think you can run with it and get started, go with it and get started. That's one of the questions we have up here. Vicky, my mental health won't let me go back to work. I'm afraid. I don't want to go in the hospital. I don't want to do this again. Look, I have a neighbor that just quit her job as a nurse. She said she was not doing this again and she couldn't take it. It's the nightmares, it's the this eating order, it's all of those things. If you have an idea, and she has an idea too, run with it. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. You think it can work? It can work, especially if your mind won't let you go back to work. I kind of understand that, but at the same time, don't be a fool. You have to provide for your family, and you have to make sure that your household is taken care of. You don't leave one without the other. You just don't say, I quit, I can't do it, and goodbye. You make sure that you can take care of your household, because if you do that, that's added stress on your household. Still have to pay bills. We're all going through something. I know the stimulus checks are coming out, unemployment may be coming back out, but you still have to make sure that you take care of yourself, and you have to make sure you take care of your household. Right, Warren?
Right, but see, most of us can't afford. There's only one therapeutic known now to even treat this virus. It's monoclonal antibodies. We can't afford it. Probably about $5,000 a dose. You can't afford it. Period. That's what
Mm-hmm.
That's what Trump used when he had it, and it kind of and I just found out that my nephew now works for Regeneron, the company, but the therapeutic is still in test stage. It hasn't even been in the clinical trials, so it's a long way off. So the only way to protect yourself is with what you eat, what you put in your
Wow.
body. Period.
Wow.
These
Okay. You
there's as
heard that.
viruses as stars in the sky.
Hmm.
They're coming and coming and coming and coming
Yeah.
and coming.
And they
Period.
mutate, right? A
Yes.
virus will mutate because it wants to survive just like you want to survive.
It's evolution and putting all uh, uh, theology aside, it's
Hmm.
evolution. Period. And we all understand and know evolution because the doctor will even tell you if you're taking antibiotics, they'll tell you to take it all the way for the whole time period
Hmm.
because stop the bacteria or will evolve and it won't be
Right.
effective no more. That's evolution. So we all practice evolution, even though we all deny evolution.
Hmm. It's forever changing, and you don't know what your body was fighting before coronavirus. Your body was fighting viruses every day that you didn't even know.
Everything in the body, it's all over. And a good example of that is shingles and it's chicken pox. And if you had chicken pox when you were a baby and you were 60 years old and all of a sudden you get shingles, that virus has been in your body almost your whole life,
Right.
waiting to get out. You weakened your immune system, and here it comes.
Yeah.
The body, your immune system is protecting you against everything that you've been exposed to because everything that you've been exposed to is still in your body. It didn't go anywhere.
Right. And while we're talking about that, it's good. We have some questions about sleeping. Sleeping is highly important that you sleep, and sleep is not lay down and you can't rest your mind. I know there are sometimes I can't rest because I think about, the next day when the next day is not even promised. So what helps me sleep is I write everything I need to do or I think I need to do, my goals for the next day. And because I've taken it off my mind, it allows my mind to rest. Because you can lay down and sleep but not get good sleep. Getting good sleep is when your arms are flailed out and I hate to say it, but you're slobbering and you're snoring. That's some good sleep, right? I watch David sometimes, and he's upside down, flipped. One time the boy was half on the bed, half on the bed, and it's like, how are you sleeping like that? I've got to reposition him, but I started laughing because I said that's some good sleep. So for me, writing down what I need to do for the next day helps take it off my mind and it allows me to relax and get the sleep that I need. Not having sugar before bed, taking a nice hot bath or shower before bed. Um, and telling my loved ones good night and saying my prayers. Warren, I can't sleep until I say my prayers. I cannot. I can't. My. I guess I'm so used to it. If I don't say my prayers right, I can't sleep. So just the ritual that some of us have, we need to do to let our mind rest. What do you think?
Like in some theologies, it's a mantra, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
it triggers relaxation,
Yeah.
and the body understands that. And once you're telling your body, okay, it's time to shut down,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah.
you understand that. My sleep is atrocious. I don't sleep well at all, but I get 8 hours sleep. But it's not usually at night. I'm up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe, and maybe I
Yeah.
sleep from 4 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the day. So I
See,
get
that's that retirement life. A lot of us don't have that retirement life that we could just roll over like
well.
that.
Trust me, I was a USDA inspector. I started work. I used to get up at 4 o'clock every morning to go inspect the and
No,
everything before
no,
they process food. I understand, and I
no. Four
but this
a.m. is not my calling in life. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want that. But sleep is very important. And what you eat before you go to bed sometimes will keep you from sleeping. Worrying and stressing will keep you from sleeping. So take a hot bath Add some lavender to it if you're not, you know, allergic to lavender or peppermint, or I love frankincense and myrrh. Orange, never do orange because orange will wake you up. I learned that the hard way. Orange and wheatgrass will wake you up. So put orange in your shower or bath in the morning or in your diffuser in the morning. If not, wheatgrass and orange will keep you up until the next morning. So find out what works for you because I believe in oils and I love using oils, and those things will work for me. So we've got a few more questions, but I can't believe we have 10 minutes left. So I'm returning.
There's
So
a substance called melanin.
yeah, melanin.
It's like melatonin,
Right.
which melanin is our complexion, but which helps you synthesize the sun. But melatonin is a hormone that your body slows down in producing. Babies are
Yeah.
full of it. That's why they sleep so long. As
Yeah.
you get older, your body stops producing such. So you can even buy that over the counter, and it's a sleep aid that'll tell you and a lot of countries really is prescribed. They don't even let you buy it over the counter. But in the United States, you can even buy it at $1. Melatonin.
So my phone is ringing. Please don't call me with questions. We're only answering them on social media, but we thank you for calling. They always do that, Warren. They want to get to you immediately when they need to type the question in or inbox me. So I appreciate the calls, but that's a no-no. And that's a great point too, Warren. There's so many things you can do right now to de-stress your life. Again, nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with talking and speaking with someone if you need the help. We need to debunk that in our area, in our neighborhood, in our community, because that's why you have people running down the street butt ball naked, screaming at the top of their lungs. They need help. They need prayer, but they need help too. Distressing your child life. Children are just as stressed as you are, and when they feel stress from you, they get stressed because they don't know what's going on, but they know that there's something going on. So if your children are old enough, have a talk with them. My child is 5, and I give him a talk on his level. You need to keep your mask on. You have to wipe your hands. You can't hug everyone. You can't touch the shopping cart until I wipe it off. I mean, these are things that help me distress. You know, and David even will say now, Mommy, can I touch the cart yet? No, Mommy's got to clean the cart off. And small things you can do to help you. I've got a pile of stuff beside me, but small things you can do to help yourself stay clean. Warren, I was talking about this earlier, which is the Clorox fabric sanitizer. Spray yourself off in the car or when you get in the house or when he gets home from school. And this is my peace of mind. And for all of you who say, Vicky, I don't use Clorox and I don't use bleach, devil is a lie. I saw half of y'all using it last year when the virus came around. There's nothing wrong with keeping my house clean because vinegar ain't going to do it. I need a little more help other than Jesus. And this is it right here. So fabric softener, Warren, what do you think?
Well, any kind of disinfectant you should use. Period. I look at all of these restaurants deep cleaning. Well, this old inspector says you should have been deep cleaning
The entire time.
handed. How could you get any cleaner than what you were? See, I really have I'm not a big commercial. I don't use a lot of commercial eateries, but for that same reason,
Mm-hmm.
are you doing the best you can? And usually not, because if they can go another step, they even have companies now that promise to deep clean. Well, wait a minute, it should be deep clean all the time.
Yeah.
Critical. But as an old inspector, I don't want to bias anybody against
Right.
going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have a problem, but I grew up and professionally watching sausage being made. So I understand how food is processed and everything else. And I'm not one to try to go to a restaurant where all of these people are handling what I have to put in my body.
Well, you know what, Warren? I agree with you. To me, it's like they should have been cleaning them because they were cleaning them at first, and now everybody's kind of relaxed. So it's up to you to cover yourself and your family. Um, I cover, maybe I overcover my family, but I do what's best, I think, for me and mine. I don't force my opinion on anyone. These are our opinions. and you take what you need. It's just like a potluck. You take what you need off the table that will assist you with your life and assist you with keeping your family whole and healthy. Again, I'm going to point out the someone just popped on and they asked to show the face mask again. This is a child-sized face mask. It has a zipper to keep David safe. He can eat with it. It has the adjustable earpieces on there, and it states that it is washable, adjustable, moisture, dust particle, keeps sun, it's stressed comfortably, is lightweight, is breathable. We've been testing this before he goes back to school, and it's going to keep me de-stressed while my child is in school. And I will post this on Facebook once we get finished. But these are things that you can do today. We talked about mental health. Warren, I can't believe it, have 5 minutes left. So Warren, I'm going to give you 2.5 minutes to tell everybody what we need to know, and then I will close it out.
Okay, we talked before about some things that you want in your diet,
Mm-hmm.
with I like yogurt with an active culture,
Mm-hmm.
pure because it's live. That's probiotic, so you would want that. Substances like serotonin. Serotonin is that's your brain. It's something that your brain needs, and that's all comes in the omega-3 thing. So you would want that. Whole grains, you want that. Actually, what I'm really talking about is probably the Mediterranean diet. Really, really, really take a look at that. Google it. Take a look at it. There's all kind of periodicals out about it. There's columns about it. There's everything. If you feel like going back into the Albemarle tradewinds.com, go back and look at some of my columns and some of my articles I wrote. I wrote about that for 9 years every month. So there must be hundreds of them out there. Take a look at it and try to adjust your diet to your lifestyle. Remember that if everybody's sitting at the table eating, if you have a pregnant daughter and an elderly parent there, they
Mm-hmm.
ain't have that. They shouldn't even have the same diet.
Right.
So everything has to be tailored personally to what your personal needs are. If you're a little older, you don't need as much protein as your growing child. So you need to concentrate a lot on your fruits and vegetables. Of course, I don't suggest a fruitarian. That's a bit much. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Dick Gregory tried it, and he walked 40 miles after a fast. He was a fruitarian. But I would say take a look at 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 at, at the Mediterranean diet is the easiest transitional diet that I know to incorporate into your lifestyle.
Awesome. And Warren has I am so in tune to what Warren is saying for a healthier lifestyle as a two-time breast cancer survivor and now a COVID survivor. I take my health seriously. I did before, but I really take it seriously now. I believe in what you put in your body will give you the fight that you need. There's so many different diets out there, and let me point out a few things. I've got piles of stuff beside me, but the African American Vegan Starter Guide is a great one also to help you start your journey. I hope everybody can see that. These magazines are free. Uh, and the Mediterranean Diet, you can Google it, both of them, but you can also get this book, this recipe cookbook from Five Below, which
And
I really do appreciate Warren sharing that with me because it has helped me on my journey and it has allowed me to be whole and healthy and get the nutrition that I need in my body, along with psyllium husk powder. Everybody can see that. And my turmeric drops. Everybody, and so many cameras going on. I'm sorry, everybody. And along with drinking water. So these are things that we can do to help our mental health. These are things that we can do to help our body fight what we need to fight. Whether you know you're fighting something or not, you are. And when it comes to mental health, what you put in your body will definitely assist you with your mindset. Allow yourself time to think, to meditate. Allow yourself time to de stress. Go for a walk, ride a bike, pop balloons, go swimming. Do something to get that anxiety off of you, and it will help you out. Again, nothing wrong with asking for help. If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. Jesus hears everything you're saying, but he puts people on this earth to help us along the way with our walk. And if that's what you need to be whole and healthy, that's what you need to be whole and healthy. You're not crazy. We're all going through something right now. Oh, okay. We've got a lot of people online that I haven't seen in a while. Hi, everybody. I really appreciate you listening. Today, we talked about mental health on the IITG Seasoned Sisters Speak. I'm Victorianne Russell Walton, and I've had my man Warren Green with me. You can always get in contact with us on Facebook. You can call my office at 301-683-8690, and we'll reach out to you. I had to think about that. I have 2 Google numbers, but we appreciate everyone, your shares, your questions, your concerns, your suggestions for shows. I'm reading them. I'm listening. So we are going to allow everyone again to share. I look forward to speaking with everyone. Everyone take care. Warren, tell the people goodbye until next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. In fact, it'll be my 82nd birthday. I'll see you
Party
then.
time.
Yep.
Party time for Warren. Can you believe Warren is 82? That is just amazing. So, Warren, I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing us to have your expertise. Thank you, Miss Garla, for allowing Warren to come on. Thank you to my husband who allows me to run the community rampant. And thank you for David for always understanding mommy just needs an hour or two. So again, Victorianne Russell Walton, IITG Seasoned Sister Speak with my man, other way, Warren Green. We'll see you next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, Warren.
Bye. Bye.